Hi there, Richard Tubb here. Now, it has been some time since I have taken a look at Atera's product for managed service providers. So rather than doing a demo and getting up to speed for just myself, I asked Yasmin from Atera if we could record our conversation. So Yasmin, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Richard. Very happy to be here.
Oh, my pleasure. Now, before we jump in, perhaps you could explain a little bit about your role at Atera and why you're the right person to be asking about Atera.
Sure. So I am currently Technical Customer Success Manager here at Atera, but in my past I also used to manage IT services and networks, and in my previous role I was a security engineer. So I know what it is like to be an IT provider or an internal IT team and working with customers. So I understand what our customers do, and I'm happy to be here to help them make the most out of our product. I'm here today to give you this demo and answer any questions you have, and I'm happy to walk you through the whole product. Let me know if there's anything you would need.
Thank you, Yasmin. Perhaps so as I said, it's been a little while since I've looked at the product in its entirety. So perhaps if we can do a screen share and you can sort of show me what's new. And maybe if we start at the portion that most MSPs are asking about, and that's the PSA, the professional services automation, and the RMM, the remote monitoring and management. So I can see the main dashboard.
Perfect. So yeah, as you said, this is the main dashboard. So when you log in, you can see like an overview of your whole network, of your tickets. This is of course customizational, so you can customize it and view whatever you like. You can remove, add things. That's free for your use. If we want to start at our RMM side, just a quick overview of what you can actually do with RMM side in Atera. So we have agent-based monitoring, and we can view the different types here. So we can add an agent for Windows and Mac devices, and we can also manage SNMP devices, and of course TCP, HTTP, and a generic device where we actually add the OIDs that we want to monitor.
So Yasmin, if you forgive me for sort of jumping in with questions, so could you give some examples of where we might use like HTTP and things like that?
Yeah, so if you want to monitor a website and see if its availability, you can add that to the monitoring here. I will mention that we're planning on adding a MIB library very soon, so it'll be very easy to add a new device with out-of-the-box monitoring features.
Super.
Great. So besides that, we can define threshold profiles, which we can also assign scripts to for auto repair and self-healing. We can view alerts and open tickets from those alerts. We've got patch management, software installation, and of course remote connections and file transfer. So let's start by digging in. So first of all, you can white label Atera. You can change the color here, you can add your logo, you can also customize the help desk agent logo, which is the agent that will be installed on your customer's device. So you can make that your own, which is great. And also with this help desk agent, your customers can access the portal, they can open tickets, they can start a live chat with the technician, which is a great way to communicate with your customers. Let's jump into the device pane. So here we can add filters and views if we want to, but if we don't, then we can view all of our managed devices within Atera and all the agents and non-agent devices. So I can also manage my printers and view them here if I'm managing printers. Okay, great. So if we just have a quick look at a specific device, we've got the agent console here. So we've got a lot of information about the device itself and its status at the moment. So if it needs patching, it will show the available patches. If I have any alerts or tickets related to this agent, I can also view that from here. And I can manage this agent easily with a click of a button. So if I want to view the service manager or the task manager, I can view software inventory. So I can uninstall software that's installed on this device. I can install software using Chocolatey. So we've recently integrated Chocolatey into our product, and you can search any software that's available on the Chocolatey open source repository and just install it with a click of a button. So I can just quickly show you how that works.
Yeah.
If I want to install Skype, I just click that and it's gone ahead to install it on the device. So that
And is that a silent installation, Yasmin, in the background?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
and for the uninstallation as well. So does the end user see anything at all, or does it just silently work?
It silently works and it shouldn't interrupt his work in any way.
Super, cool.
Of course, if he is using Skype and we've just uninstalled it, that might bother him a little bit.
Yeah.
Great. So as I said, we can also install patches. Let's view if I have any critical updates. Oh, this one is up to date. That's great. But I could just select any patches that are missing and install them from here. And that can also be managed from an IT automation profile, which I will cover very soon.
And what type of software does the patch management cover?
So we have security patches from Windows and updates. And we have also added third-party software patching, also done by Chocolatey. Mm-hmm. And that is also managed from the IT automation profiles.
Brilliant.
Yeah. A lot of our customers asked for that for a long time. So we were very happy to add this feature. And here you can see Skype was successfully installed on our device.
Awesome.
Great. We can also manage the device. We can open a command prompt. We can open a PowerShell terminal. We can run a script from here easily. Quickly reviewing the scripts here. So here is my script library. I can also view that from within the admin page, but I can easily run the script from within this device. So here are my scripts that I either wrote, uploaded into Atera, or cloned from the shared script library that's here. These are scripts that either we wrote or our customers have submitted them. So if you write some good scripts and you want to share them with colleagues or other users, you can just upload it with a click of a button to our shared script library. Of course, we review it and test it before we add it to the library.
Oh, that's very cool. Very cool. So MSPs could share their scripts with one another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's great because we do try to manage a community and share knowledge between other MSPs, and we also have internal ITs that use our product. But it's a great way, like an open source software where people add their ideas. So we want people to share their ideas here and help others use it.
Absolutely. Brilliant idea.
And this is also a new feature that we recently introduced as a file transfer. So using this, you can actually browse the file system within the device, and you can edit, add, delete, upload files, and it's super easy. And this is also done in the background, so we're not disturbing the customer.
Super useful, yeah, definitely.
Great.
But you've got a command prompt there as well, I believe. So
yeah,
most PSA tools that I've seen have got the ability to copy files via a command prompt, but it's like it's a command prompt and it's a bit of a pain. So I like the idea of having the GUI based file transfer.
Yeah, we try to be very user friendly. So of course we do have this option for people that prefer it. Some people do, which is great. But we try to make it easier and more accessible. So you just have it from within our interface and it's just easier.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned, the help desk agent, we would activate it from here. It's not defaultly activated, but I do recommend it because it's a great way for our customers or the MSP's customers to maintain a good connection with their service provider.
Yeah.
And here's the chat feature so they can chat with the technician. A little bit about our remote connection features. So we offer Splashtop integrated, no extra charge within Atera. It's the unattended version. So you could connect to the computer without the customer having to be in front of it and approving it. But if he is at the desktop, then you would both see the same screen. And we can also integrate TeamViewer and Screen Connect. If some people already have those licenses and want to use them within Atera, they can just integrate them and use those two options as well.
Okay, that's very useful. So the unattended, obviously, it's good if an end user's not there, or if you're connecting to a server or something along those lines that doesn't have a user. But we do know that some MSPs, client users, do get that awkward feeling if they feel as though remote engineers could just jump on. So that's down for the MSP to have the conversation, isn't it? And perhaps even use the chat facility before they jump on and remote control.
Yeah, I do hope that there's a good connection between the technician and the customer before the remote connection. We do also offer an integration with Splash.sos, which is the attended version. So if anyone's worried about that, then we've got a lot of information about that in our extensive knowledge base, or they can always reach out to us or support and ask, and we'll be happy to help finding the best solution.
Super. But from a licensing perspective, the remote connect, that's included as part of the license fee.
Yes, the unattended is included, and the attended is a different license, which is purchased directly with Splashtop.
Understood. Cool.
Okay, great. So if you have any other questions regarding this device page, please let me know. If not, we can jump into our threshold profiles.
Yeah, let's look at the threshold profile.
Okay, cool. So this admin page I just mentioned quickly is to manage everything regarding Atera. So we've got all the setup here. We can manage our monitoring. Here is also the access to the scripts. So if you just want to add some scripts in general to manage the library, that can be done through here, and it doesn't have to be done through a specific device or profile. Here's all the customer facing settings and general subscription technician setup.
Cool. And I saw there that you've got two-factor authentication enabled, which in this day and age sort of feels crazy that anybody doesn't have that, but that is a question. I know lots of MSPs ask vendors, have you got 2FA? So that's built in.
It's built in and it's mandatory.
Yeah.
I think at first we had an option to either activate it or not, but we were just kind of monitoring what's going on, and we saw that there were some hacks going on in the network, not ours, but in general, and we just wanted to prevent that. So we did add mandatory 2FA.
Yeah.
We are planning on adding more features. So for example, on our mobile app, which is available for iOS and Android. So if you have not tried that out, you should as well. We also have 2FA, and we're going to add fingerprints and better identification for mobile too.
Cool. And it's worth saying, I guess, at this point, we haven't touched on it, but Atera is a fully SaaS product, isn't it? So there's no local software needed. There's no installation or anything like that, that you're not, putting desktop things on for the engineers to use. This is all within a web browser, isn't it?
Correct. So it's all within a web browser, and every technician has their own login details. And it's just super easy to use from anywhere.
Yeah.
You're not bound to a certain device.
From a security perspective as well, is there granular security for your engineers? So can you make sure they've got access to, they don't have like admin access to the entire system. They've only got access to what they need to do their job.
So we do offer role management from within Atera. There is an admin role, which basically can control everything. And we have a technician role. The admin can choose which permissions he grants the technician or not. We have had many requests to add some certain features that only the admin can do right now, and they want a technician to do. So we are working on improving those roles as we go.
Got it. And I should say at this point, obviously, I mentioned at the start, this is the first time in a long time I've looked at the Atera product as a whole, but I've kept an eye on what you've been doing, and the formula that you put for the updates, you put them out pretty much every month, don't you? You've got feature releases every single month.
So yes, we work agile in 3-week sprints. So every 3 weeks, we have a new version.
Yeah.
Every 3 weeks. And these versions include more features, they include more integrations, bug fixes if needed. So we're constantly improving, and we do listen to our customers' feedback. That is very, very important to us. And we're trying to make the product what they want. So it's not like we're deciding what we want the product to look like and that's it. We really do interact with our customers. Our product team has calls with customers. My team, the customer success team, talks to customers on a daily basis. So we really want to hear what they need and make sure to integrate that within our product.
Yeah, I've been lurking, dare I say, on your Facebook community, and I've seen the conversations you have back and forth with customers. So big thumbs up from there. Keep doing what you're doing, because you're clearly hitting the mark with this.
Thank you. Okay, so back to Atera. A little bit about our threshold profiles. We offer predefined threshold profile here. That is a default if you're just starting to use, so it's an easy way to get started. And these profiles act, so you set up all the things you want to monitor on a device, and then you can set up alerts. So for example, if we're looking at performance, so we want to get a critical alert for memory usage exceeding 10% for longer than a certain amount of time. So if, for example, I want to add a new item, I'll just show you how easy it is. I choose the category, so if I choose the memory usage, I want it to be a warning. If it exceeds 90%, longer than a minute and a half, I want a script to run. So here I can click, go to my script library or the share script library, and I can flush cache or delete temporary files. So I can view the script or select it, and then we've got the script here. So,
and this is really useful, isn't it? Because this is the proactive element of the support. So you can lower your cost of support because you are proactively seeing where the problems happen, but then without humans having to without your engineers having to lift a finger, kicking off scripts and trying to troubleshoot it. And hopefully the thing will go away without you ever having to get involved.
Yeah, so we've got the side of the regular monitoring as you know it. So we would receive an alert, so we can get an email alert, we can view the alert within Atera, it can automatically open a ticket, and we can manage it manually, or we could just write a script or use an existing script to try and solve the issue, and then the alert would resolve without us doing anything.
Yeah, very cool.
So these profiles can be set on any device. So we've got presets that you can use for computers, so either Windows, Mac, laptop servers. These are just recommendations from us if you want to use them, but of course you can create your own profile from scratch. And every device can have one threshold profile. So you could create a granular profile for all of your servers or for a specific customer, and then all of the devices will have the same profile. It's really up to you to manage it.
Got it.
Okay, great. So let's jump into the alerts if we're talking about that. So here I can view all of my alerts. This can also be viewed under a customer or under a device, but here are all my alerts. I can easily create a ticket by clicking that. And then I just fill out all the details. So I would select the relevant contact. So this is the end user that is using this device that the alert relates to. And I will just fill in all the information, and I'll just add it as a new ticket. Oh, sorry. Great, so easy as that. I just added the ticket, and this is our ticket page, so we can see all of our tickets. We can also create a view or filter by technicians, by customers, and we can save it as a preset view. So if I quickly take a look at an example ticket that I had created, so here we've got the counter that runs automatically.
Okay.
When the ticket is opened, and we can also edit the time entry if we want to. I'm just going to stop that counter quickly because I'm not charging anyone for this.
But this is a really good way. I speak to lots of MSP business owners, and they get so frustrated, Yasmin, that engineers don't enter time into tickets. So it looks as though there's no excuse here, because as soon as you open a ticket, it starts recording the time.
Absolutely. Here we can see the relevant information. So this is the contact. If there's an agent, so a specific device that's connected to this ticket. If we set a contract, so we're going to talk about billing coming soon, but if we have a block hour contract or based on time entries, so that can be selected with this ticket. I can either write a public reply, so the customer that's assigned here, the contact would see my reply, or I could write an internal note, so if technicians want to talk internally. And then here I can view the whole conversation. This specifically is the ticket that I created via the chat. So there's a few ways we can create tickets. There's either the chat, the portal, you can set up email forwarding. So if you would have a help desk email address, you can set up that every email sent to that email address will automatically create a ticket within Atera, which is very convenient to a lot of MSPs. And then here I can merge it with a different ticket, manage it, start a live chat with the contact, manage my time entries, and even add products and expenses.
Cool.
Great. So that was about tickets.
If we can go back to the alerts a minute. So one of the challenges that MSPs will have when they first put a tool like Atera on their client networks, they're worried about getting this flood of alerts, you know, that it gets very chatty and it says, oh, this is wrong and that's wrong, and just getting overwhelmed. We talked about the thresholds a bit, but is there a way that you can pause alerts or anything like that for devices?
So it's all based on the threshold.
Mm-hmm.
So we can set which alerts we want to see. If you're using the default, which is what we added, then you might get some alerts that you're not interested in, and then you can tweak this profile to match your needs. And you can also change the severity, and then you can see I can view all my critical alerts here, but we can also have informational ones and manage how we see these alerts, and just with time tweak it to what your best needs would be.
Got it. And Yasmin, the dashboard that we can see here, obviously engineers and business owners will have this in front of them on their web browser. Do you find any clients actually put this up on a big screen in the office, or, you know, so they can the entire team can keep an eye on new alerts that are coming in?
I'm sure they do. I haven't personally visited any customers' offices, so when I talk to customers, it's usually either my screen or their screen shared, but I think that would be a great idea to just keep track on all the alerts coming in, ticket timers, so if you have an SLA set up, you can keep track on that, and maybe just even the main dashboard.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a lot of info at a glance there, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. Let's talk a little bit about patch management and IT automation profiles. So we talked about the threshold profiles, and now we're going to go into also being proactive. So here we can manage different profiles. I'm just going to add a new one to show you the different options. Already got a demo one. So here is all the options that we have in the automation profile. You asked me before which patches we offer, so we can view it all here. This automation profile can either be executed on demand, or it could be set up to run on the weekly or monthly basis on a customer or on a device. It's up to you. Everything is customizational, and you can do it whenever you want, wherever you want. So we offer different types of automation profiles. It is advised to do each group in a separate profile in case anything clashes or would need a reboot. So I would just recommend doing OS patch management, maintenance, and disk management in a separate profile.
Got it.
So under the OS patch management, we have patch updates by Windows. So we've got critical updates, security updates, service packs, upgrades, drivers and tools, and of course some Mac updates too. So you would choose which ones you want. You could try both if you're managing a network with both Mac and Windows, and only the relevant ones will be installed. You select reboot if needed. I recommend it, so I would choose a time that won't disturb your customers, so either on the weekend or nighttime. I know a lot of people worry about that. And we can exclude patches. You know, sometimes some patches can be a bit dodgy and there were some issues and rollbacks, so you can just prevent that by excluding them here. And then on the maintenance side, we can create system restore points, we can delete files, history, reboot or shutdown for maintenance if you need that, run a script. So if you want to write something of your own or use any of the scripts we have, you can just add that to a profile here. And here's also our software patch management. So this is very, very new, as I mentioned. This will update all the software that is managed by Chocolatey repository, and you can also exclude any patches if you would want to.
Got it. So that will cover your third-party software updates.
Yeah, exactly. And then we can manage our disk. check it or defrag. Another great option here. So it's just very super easy. We choose the automation file and save it. We can get reports by email if you add your email address here, and we can just run that.
Yeah, and it's just simple. It just works by the looks of it. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and you get a summary. So if some patches didn't install properly, you can view which devices where. That's also available in our report section. So if we quickly jump there, we can see the patch and automation feedback report. So we can view it on a customer or agent level. And then we can see which profiles were in the report, how many tasks run, and what was the success rate. So here I'm actually getting this unable to fetch information. So that means that either my agent wasn't online, or I had some firewall issues and the network wasn't working properly and it couldn't install those agents. So we also have a lot of information about these type of errors in our knowledge base. Okay, I will quickly mention our integrations on the RMM side.
Yeah.
We offer a lot of integrations, some of the strongest players in the game, and we're always working on adding more options. So on the antivirus side, we offer WebRoot. So we actually offer two products. We've got WebRoot Antivirus and WebRoot DNS Protection. That can be activated from within Atera and then managed on the WebRoot portal. This is at an extra fee, so it's based on usage. It's $1.20 US dollar for each product on each device. We also offer backup solutions. So we have Acronis Cyber Backup, which is also based on usage. The pricing is 14 cents per gigabyte on cloud backup and 7 cents per gigabyte on local backup. I know a lot of customers that have current accounts with one of those two, like moving their accounts over to us to enjoy our partner rates. So that is possible if you are currently using Acronis or WebRoot, either directly through them or through a different product. You could always move your accounts with your current backups or devices to Atera.
And there's preferential pricing there for your partners.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we also added customer remote access recently. So due to the situation and everything that was going on in the world, a lot of companies were working remotely and not everyone was set up for that. So now our MSPs have the option to enable working remote for their customers. So if I'm an employee and I'm working from home and I don't have a laptop, I have a desktop, I could use my home computer to remote into my work computer, and I wouldn't need a VPN or anything complicated. It's just enabling it from within Atera at a cost of $5 per device per month. Mm-hmm. That is also using Splashtop, and it's just a great solution to connect to your work computer.
Yeah,
so we've had a lot of good feedback on that.
Yeah, and I remember you rolling it out right at the start of the COVID pandemic and just making it easy for people to get online. So thank you for doing that. Congrats on that.
Yeah, it was a joint effort. All our developers worked 24 hours straight on weekends to try and get this out as soon as possible. So we did do that. We can see a lot of usage, great feedback. So we're happy to just be able to enable our customers to keep working even now.
Yeah, it's a good example of how you respond to the feedback and to the demands of the market. So yeah.
Yeah, and besides that, we also have the network discovery tool. So this is our development. What's special about this is that it basically scans your network. At the moment, it's available for domain networks only, but we do want to add it for work groups too. Our customers have been requesting it. They like this feature. Not everyone manages a domain environment. Mm-hmm. So we are working on expanding those options and possibilities. So here, when you activate network discovery, which is also at an extra cost per technician, mm-hmm. You would choose your customer. This needs to be installed on the domain controller when set up. And then once done, it runs an automatic scan every day to get updated information. And here we can view, I'm not going to run it now because it's going to take like 2 minutes. I'll show you an old report. So here we've got details about our whole network, devices, OS versions, storage. Here we can view our devices that are here, so workstations and servers, SNMP devices, and storage devices. But what's great about this, and it is unique to Atera, is the opportunities. So if you're a new MSP and you want to start working, or you want to get some more customers, but you don't know what the pricing is or what services you can offer, you can use this tool to give you an idea of what you can actually do and how much you can charge for it. So running this scan on this specific domain, I can see I've got newly added servers and workstations that aren't managed. So I would need to install an agent. And then once doing that, I can view many, many more options. I can upgrade the storage. I've got aging OSs that needs updates, bad disk sectors, and much more. And then we can see the pricing here, which is based on average market pricing that we suggest our customers to charge.
Yeah, I love this feature, Yasmin, because so many managed service providers are run by business owners like myself who are heavily technical and suddenly find themselves in a position of being a business owner just because they're good at tech. What we're not so good at sometimes is looking for the opportunities to upsell, to engage with clients more. And this is really making it easy. So this is saying to the technicians in us, hey, here's some opportunities for you to help your client and help your own business grow as well. So I really love this facility.
Yeah, we have received great responses, and people want more. I mean, they want it for non-domains, they want it for Macs. We are working on adding and improving. We recently just released a new Mac agent, so a lot of improvements there. We are working on adding Homebrew for software installation and patching for Mac devices as well. So all of our Mac users can be sure that we are working a lot towards them.
And network discovery, how is that licensed?
So as I said, it is an extra license for each tech. So it depends if you choose an annual or monthly base. So the annual would be $29 per month, and the monthly would be $39 per month.
Got it. But this should pay for itself almost immediately with some of the opportunities. Again, I speak to a lot of businesses who are migrating to the managed services approach, and they're not quite sure where they could find the opportunities to tell their clients, hey, you need managed services because there's a lot of stuff that needs doing. One of the ways, Yasmin, I tell them to move to managed services is to do every single piece of work that the client needs doing. Because it demonstrates to the client, hey, there's a lot going on here and there's a lot of things that need fixing. And that's why a flat fee approach to a managed service would be better for you. Again, this just makes it easy to demonstrate to the client all the stuff that needs doing.
Yeah, and also, I mean, our subscription is, we have different plans. So you can either do a monthly subscription or an annual subscription, and it's flexible and you pay per technician. And our prices are very, very competitive. So you could also choose the plan you would need based on how much you want and which customers you're working with, which devices, what you would actually want to do, and you can change it at any time. Yeah, so we're here for all types of businesses, the small businesses, the medium, the large. We're just trying to adapt ourselves and be available for everyone. So that is most of it on the RMM side. We have a lot more reports on the RMM. So we viewed the patch and automation feedback, which is a highly used one. We've also got patch search and deploy, where we can see which patches are installed where and what's missing. So that's like an overview. We've got the auditor reports, which is a general overview for a customer. So you can see, I can show you on a specific customer, I would generate the report, and I can also schedule that. So we could see general inventory, software inventory, disk usage, OS distribution, and then here at the bottom, information about every single workstation. So if I want to view it on a customer base or export it to send it to the customer, that's a great way to view that. And we've also got the software inventory report, which is also a very used report here, to view which software we've actually got installed and where. So if I view this specific customer, I can apply any filters, but I can see all the software that's installed, and I can expand it and view the devices that it's installed on.
Got it.
Okay, shall we move over to PSA?
Let's do it. So PSA, the beating heart of most managed service providers' business, almost like the business operating system. So intrigued to have a look at what you've got for the PSA side.
Great, let's get started. I'm going to start with the customers page. This is the most used page in Atera. This is where you would manage all of your customers. So when installing an agent, I will quickly mention that, and I will show how easy it is to do that. We would choose the OS, and then we can assign it to a specific customer that's predefined, and then it's a customized package that will automatically add that device to that customer and apply all the threshold profiles and IT automation profiles and everything that's set up for that customer. If we don't, it will be unassigned. We can install it and we can set up the customer later, and it will show up here in the unassigned tab. So those are all my unassigned products, devices. And then I will go into a specific customer and show you everything we can manage here. So we have got the contacts. So I would add any contact, which is basically the end user, and add their information here. We can also add them automatically if they email us, and they will automatically be added here. We can manage our contracts, which I will show you how to create. So if I add the contract to a specific customer, I can name the contract, define the start and end date, if it's taxable. So we've got different tax, and we can add new tax here. If you are integrated with QuickBooks, it will pull automatically the tax information from there. And we've got different contract types. So you can either have a flat fee contract, hourly, block hours, based on monitoring and backup,
Very
projects, anything you like here. And then you can manage the billing period and the rates that you charge. So they can be different. Each customer can have their own contract. You can have more than one contract per customer, and you can also assign an SLA. Great.
Are the service level agreements, the SLAs, are they definable? You can modify those as well?
Absolutely. You can modify them, and it also automatically syncs with the time entries. So if a ticket comes in and you start working on it in after hours, and you've got a different after hour rate, that will also be synced.
Super. Great.
So we saw the devices, so we can also view them under here and manage folders. So if we want to assign different threshold profiles, IT automation profiles, that can be done on a folder level.
So on the folder level, for instance, I'm just trying to think of one scenario where often MSPs, I know they've got senior decision makers and VIPs within their business. So could you move their devices into a certain folder that is treated, slightly better, perhaps, than other people in the business?
If they would like to do so, they could. My idea of using it best way is if you've got different departments within a specific customer, and for example, a certain department works 24/7 and they can't have their devices rebooted at night or on the weekend, so you'd set a different profile for them, or patching software that needs to be installed, anything you like. So
that makes absolute sense, yeah.
We can view all of the tickets under this specific customer and alerts. And we can also manage passwords. So this is just to manage our customers' passwords if they would need to. Can add any attachments and view invoices that we generated. I will show you how to create invoices and billing batches very soon.
So the attachments, Yasmin, I'm just intrigued. What do clients typically use the attachments for? Would it be like photos of comms rooms and things like that, or?
So this is more for the MSP. So if you would like to attach any agreements or signed contracts or any information that's relevant for a specific customer, you can manage it all here in one place.
Got it.
You could also use the knowledge base section. So this could be used either internally for the MSP or technicians or for the customers themselves. So if you would want to write out an article to explain the customer how to start a live chat or open a ticket, they can view that from within the customer portal.
Super.
Okay, so let's have a look at the billing side.
The important part.
Depends for who.
True.
So here we would create a billing batch. Here we can view our customers and we can see what is actually available. So we can see the contract type, it's either hourly or retainer or block money. I'll show an example for the hourly rate. So here I can see my balance is $255. I can view the hours worked, what the billing is for, so which tickets haven't been billed yet. So I've got one ticket, worked an hour 0.70 on that one, and it is also taxed. So I would create a billing batch specifically on that ticket with that rate, and I am going to create a new batch. I'm going to enter today's date and run it. After running the billing batch, I can view what the billing period was and the items, the total and the tax, and I can generate an invoice. So I could have invoice grouped by contract, tickets or time entry, up to you. And after generating the invoice, I can edit it, so I can view what it looks like. This is the invoice, here's my tax, the quantity, I can print it, save it, or export it. The options for export are QuickBooks Online and Desktop, Xero, and a general CSV. We will be adding better integration for Xero and Sage very, very soon.
Got it.
Okay, so we reviewed the customer portal and the knowledge base and the reports, and I think that is just about everything.
You've covered a lot there, Yasmin. Thank you for your time in doing so, and you've explained it very, very clearly. So any questions that I were going to ask, you've already answered the majority of them, to be perfectly honest. I should say that one of the takeaways that I've got from this is the speed of the product. So I said earlier on that this is a SaaS-based product, but I didn't really notice any lags. I didn't notice any, timeout or anything like this. So obviously speed is very important to you because people would get frustrated with this otherwise.
Yeah, of course. It needs to be quick. It needs to be easy to get started, easy to manage. And that is our motto, basically. And I will mention that everything I presented today is relevant for today because we do have a new version every 3 weeks. The best way to stay up to date with everything we release is either the release notes that get sent out by email or up here as a notification. So we can see new features added and get some more information from here. We also started a new series of live webinars for the latest releases, which will be every 6 weeks. So after every 2 sprints, and we will be reviewing all the new features, demonstrating how to use those. We had our first one about 3 weeks ago, and it was great. We had a lot of participants, and they were very happy to just see it live and also be able to ask questions and interact with us. And also our Facebook community, as you mentioned, which you're also part of. We share all the new features, we get the requests from our customers, interact with them, so that's a great way to be, where to be. So it is called Atera Users Official Community. If anyone wants to join, we're happy to have you there with us.
And what we will do, we'll include links to all of those resources that you've mentioned in the notes with this video as well, to make sure that people can click and go straight through to them. What I would say for anybody who's come across Atera for the first time, this is a product that is rapidly evolving. If you've not already gathered from what Yasmin was talking about, you know, there is updates every few weeks coming through here. So, and they really are a company that listen to end users and what you want from the product. So first of all, give them your feedback, let them know about it. And secondly, be open to having a conversation with them because they're very, very good for it.
If you do want to reach out to us, we're happy to hear from our customers. My team is always available, so you can email us to success@atera.com. And we have a great support team that's available 24/7. So sometimes people are worried, like, what if something goes wrong? What if I need to talk to support? We have a live chat available Monday to Friday during US and EU business hours, and they're available 24/7 via email or ticket. So just a great thanks to our amazing support team out there. And I do want to invite everyone to join our webinars. So the webinar I mentioned was the latest releases, but we also have walkthrough webinars and extensive RMM and PSA training. And we recently hosted MSP Minds live webinar, and we have another one coming up. It's a monthly webinar where we bring 2 MSPs that are using our product, and they share their experience, and we have a discussion about IT topics. So we had amazing feedback from our customers on that. Our recent one was about how to set up your business, how to make the most out of your business as an MSP. We shared some failure stories. I mean, it's great content that we want to share with our customers and to just show them that it is possible, and everyone went through everything and just how they can evolve and just do more.
Yeah, you've got a fairly amazing community, Yasmin. I must say, I know a number of the MSPs who are part of your community. They're very open. They're very open to sharing their knowledge with other people as well. So absolutely, those webinars are definitely a step in the right direction. I encourage more of them.
Great. I'd love to see you joining us, and we are very excited to see all of our customers there listening in, asking questions. It's just great.
Cool. So I can't let you go without asking the big question, of course. This all looks great. Let's talk about cost. Let's talk about the investment costs. So how do you license the products, and what's a typical cost for perhaps somebody watching this for the first time and going, okay, if I was to get started, what's it going to cost me?
So we are very transparent on our pricing. As I mentioned, all the pricing throughout our discussion, and they are all available on our pricing page. Mm-hmm. I will just open that up so we can review that. Can you see it?
I can indeed, yeah.
Great. So atera.com/pricing, all of our plans are available here. You can see what is available in each plan. Our basic most recommended one is the growth plan. It's $119 per technician on an annual plan, or $129 on a monthly plan, which can be modified at any time. Mm-hmm. And then we also have the Pro, which is the more cost effective for some people that don't want to start off with a higher price. They want the basic one, so they could also use this one, and our Power, which offers the most options.
Got it.
So that is that, and down here we also have information about all our add-ons and what is available in each plan. I will mention that if you're new to Atera, just get on a trial. We don't ask for any payment method, no commitment. You just enter your email address, start using it out. We think our product speaks for itself. So we don't have an online sales team. We don't call customers asking them to join Atera. We just want them to try it out for themselves, see what they think. If they have any questions, they want advice, best practices, how does it fit their business, how can they use it best, they reach out to us. We're happy to help. But it's just that easy to click here, start a trial. It's 1 month. If you're happy after that, you can get on a plan and start using it.
Yeah.
That easy.
that easy. And again, the barrier to entry is super, super low there, starting at $79 per month. The reason I'm a fan of Atera and what you're doing is you are disrupting this industry. We are used to, in managed services, having long-term contracts that are pricey. Everybody gets different pricing. You are super transparent with this. I love this, and I think it's going to give the industry a much needed kick at the backside to actually change the way we go about doing things. So keep doing what you're doing with this, Yasmin, because I love the transparency.
Thank you. And also an important thing is that we have unlimited number of agents that you can install with this license. So some products you would have to pay per agent or per device. Here it gives you room to grow your business. So you pay for the technician and you can have unlimited endpoints, managed endpoints within Atera.
And Yasmin, we talked about your community and the licensing a little bit. You've got a really interesting referral feature. So I said your community is open and honest, sharing with one another, but you actually make it easy for people, MSPs who refer other MSPs, to get rewarded for that. Tell me a bit more.
Correct. So we recently introduced our new Refer a Friend program. So if you refer another MSP, colleague, friend to use Atera with your own shareable link, you will get 10% off your Atera license. So you could bring up to 10 people and use Atera for free, basically.
Yeah.
So we just want to help our customers and work together to share this product, to share their experience. And if they like it, it will speak for themselves. They can share it, they can benefit from it, and we can help make this community better, bigger, and get more people to be using Atera and enjoying the amazing features that we have.
I absolutely love it. So you said earlier that you don't have a big sales team. You're not there hammering on doors and trying to persuade people to buy this. You're living and dying by the service that you put out there. And if you do things well, people are going to refer you on to others and they're going to get rewarded for it. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't have any sale representatives, no one that's trying to offer you the product, to try it out, to use it. We're just making it, to speak for itself. So if you like it, share it, and it's done automatically. I mean, there's no need for anyone to reach out to us. You just use your own shareable link that's available on the portal within the product and just get started.
Wonderful feature.